Hello, dear students. Welcome back to the classes. In the previous video classes, I have explained you about the force and pressure. So, in today's class, I will explain you how to solve problems and concepts that help you to solve the problems in force and pressure. Okay. So, things you should know while solving the problems. So, force is a push or a pull of an object. Okay. So, we know if different forces act on the same object, like you can take this example. So here in the first case, so you can take this case. Okay, so f1 is the force and f2 is the force and f3 is the force. So f1 and f2 are acting on the object. So this is the object, this block is the object. F1 and f2 are acting in the same direction, even though f3 is also acting in the same direction. Since these three forces are acting in the same direction, then the net force will be equal to, that is, f1 plus f2 plus f3. So f net will be equal to f1 plus f2 plus f3. So if the forces act in the same direction on an object, then the forces will be the sum of all the forces, that is f1 plus f2 plus f3. So in the other case, like if the forces act in different direction, so if the forces act in different direction, you can take this example. So that is, f1 is acting in this direction, f2 is acting in opposite direction, then the net force will be equal to f1 minus f2. So I have given you to solve few examples, like this one example, this is the second example. In the first example, you can see f1 is acting in this direction, f2 is also acting in the same direction as f1, whereas f3 is acting in opposite direction. So what is the net force then? So f net will be equal to, since f1 and f2 are acting in the same direction, so the equation will become f1 plus f2. Since f3 is acting in opposite direction, then it will become negative, the force will become negative. Why it will become negative? Because it is a vector quantity. Force depends on direction as well as magnitude. So in this example first, so the net force will become f1 plus f2 minus f3. So the second one, so in this case you can see the diagram. F1 is in acting in one direction, f2 and f3 are acting in different direction, that is opposite to the direction of f1. So what equation you can write? So f net will be equal to f1 minus f2 minus f3. So this will be the equation. So while asking problems, they won't say f1, f2 and f3. They may give numbers, like in the first case I can take one example. For first case, if 20 newton and 10 newton forces are acting on an object which is already in motion with a force of 10 more newton. Okay, then the what is the net force acting on an object? Then f net will be equal to 20 plus 10 plus 10. So f net will be equal to 40 newton. So this is how you need to answer. So one more example I'll give, considering this case. Okay, so the three forces acting on an object, that is f1 is 10 newton, f2 is 10 newton and f3 is 20 newton. Then what is the net force acting on an object? F1 is 10 newton, f2 is 10 newton, f3 is 20 newton. What is the net force? So f net will be equal to f1 plus f2 minus f3. So f net will be equal to f1 is 10 newton, 10 plus f2 is also 10 plus minus f3, that is 20. So 10 plus 10 minus 20. So 10 plus 10 minus 20 will be 0. So the force acting on the object is 0. Net force acting on the object is 0. So this is how you can solve numerical problems. Okay. In the next slide, uh, we will discuss about expression for force. Okay, from Newton's second law, we have force is nothing but mass into acceleration. So you will come across the derivation for Newton's second law in the ninth standard. Okay, or in the foundation of previous class. Okay, so F is equal to ma. So how we will get arrived to this equation is from Newton's second law. The statement of Newton's second law is the impressed force or the applied force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. So applied force is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. From that equation we will arrive at this equation, that is F is equal to m into a. So in this equation, F is the force, m is the mass of the object, and a is the acceleration of the object. So here we can say clearly the force depends on mass and acceleration. So here the force depends on mass and acceleration of the object. So what is mass, what is acceleration? Let us discuss what is mass and what is acceleration. So first one is mass. So quantity or quantity of matter contained in a body, we call it as mass, or the substance contained in a body, or the matter contained in a body, we call it as mass. So simply we can say the quantity of matter contained in a body, we call it as mass. So SI unit of mass is kg. Okay, you know how you will measure mass. So mass is measured in terms of kg. So weight is different, mass is different. So I will give you the difference between mass and weight in the next slide. Now you just understand what is mass. The quantity of matter or substance contained in a body, we call it as mass. So mass is a scalar quantity. So in the beginning, in the first video, I have explained you the difference between scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity, a physical quantity which is having only magnitude but no direction, such quantity we call it as scalar quantity. So mass is an example of scalar quantity. So mass is a scalar quantity. So next comes acceleration. So rate of change of velocity, we call it as acceleration. So rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. So velocity is a vector quantity. Since velocity is a vector quantity, acceleration is rate of change of velocity. So acceleration is also a vector quantity, and acceleration is also physical quantity which depends both on magnitude as well as direction. So that is why acceleration is a vector quantity. SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So we can represent acceleration as a is equal to v divided by t. So that is acceleration is nothing but velocity divided by time taken, that is rate of change of velocity. So change of velocity with respect to time, we call it as acceleration. I have written one more equation this side, that is a is equal to v minus u by t, where v minus u is change in acceleration, v is final velocity of the object and u is initial velocity of the object. So final velocity minus initial velocity is change in the velocity. So acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity. Rate means with respect to time. So v minus u divided by t is also the another expression for acceleration. So SI unit of acceleration, we know that SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So whole divided by time. So that is velocity divided by time. Whole divided by time is second. So meter per second square is the SI unit of acceleration. So meter per second square is the SI unit of acceleration. So hope you are clear with mass and acceleration, and you should remember this equation, that is F is equal to mass into acceleration. So this equation will help you while solving the problems. So here I am saying force is nothing but mass into acceleration. So when you consider gravity, this force will become mass into acceleration due to gravity, that is F will be equal to m into acceleration due to gravity is represented by letter small g. Okay, so when you consider weight, so weight or acceleration due to gravity, then force will become mass into acceleration due to gravity. So if this is the surface of the earth, if I put one object on the surface, its weight will act downwards. Okay, this weight which is acting downwards is nothing but force. So that force is nothing but weight of the object. So in this case we can say force is nothing but weight, that is F is equal to W is equal to m into g. So we can say that the force is equal to mass into acceleration. So this force is nothing but weight, which is nothing but mass into acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so now we will solve one problem, uh, numerical 1. Calculate the force exerted on a body of mass 5 kg. Calculate the force exerted on a body of mass 5 kg. So what they are saying is, there is a body of mass 5 kg. the force is exerted on that body, okay, which is moving with an acceleration of 10 meter per second square. The body is moving with acceleration of 10 meter per second square. You need to calculate its force. What is the force applied on the body? So in order to make the body of 5 kg move with an acceleration of 10 meter per second square, what is the force you need to apply? This is their question, okay. So first write down the given data. So kg, in the sense what they have given, it is mass. So meter per second square, it is acceleration. So mass is 5 kg, acceleration is 10 meter per second square. So we know from Newton's second law, that is force is nothing but mass into acceleration. So substituting the value of mass and acceleration in this equation, that is F is equal to 5 into 10. So mass is kg and acceleration is meter per second square. So force will be equal to 50 kg meter per second square. So I have already said you in the beginning, so kg meter per second square is nothing but Newton, okay, in other SI units, okay. So force is not how much, what is the force applied? It is 50 Newton. When you apply 50 Newton force on an object of 5 kg, it will move with acceleration of 10 meter per second square. This is the way how you should solve the problems. Hope you have understood the relation F is equal to ma, and the mass of the object, acceleration of the object, SI unit of mass, SI unit of acceleration. Mass is a scalar quantity, acceleration is a vector quantity, and acceleration is equal to v minus u by t, and acceleration is equal to velocity by time taken, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and you have the skill to solve this kind of problems, okay. So we will move on to the next slide, that is how mass and weight of a body differ. So till now you might be thinking, what is mass, what is weight, are they same? No, mass and weight are different, they are not same, okay. Let me explain what exactly they are, okay. Mass is the amount of substance in the body or quantity of matter contained in a body, we call it as mass, okay. What is weight then? So I have explained you in the previous slide, that is F is equal to uh, W is equal to mg. So that is W is equal to mg. Weight is nothing but it is the product of mass and acceleration due to gravity. So weight is the force of gravity acting on the body. So I'll explain you. See, this is the earth surface. So this is the body. If this body's weight acting downwards, the body's weight is acting downwards. Since the body's weight is acting downwards, that weight is nothing but force. So that force is due to the gravitational field, okay. So that is why F is nothing but mass into acceleration due to gravity. So we can say this force as weight. So weight is the force of gravity acting on the body. So hope you have understood. Now you know the difference between what is weight and what is mass. So mass is the amount of substance in the body, whereas weight is the force of gravity acting on the body. Clear? So mass is the amount of substance in a body. So whatever the matter contained in a body is mass, okay. So mass along with gravity, we call it as weight. Clear? So weight is the force of gravity acting on the body. So it is, weight is nothing but force only, but it is acting due to the gravity on a body, okay. So mass is constant at any location. So mass is constant at any location means, for example, take a brick whose mass is 10 kg, okay. 10 kg mass of brick will, its mass never changes at any location. Like you are holding the brick on the surface of the earth, so mass of the brick will be 5 kg. If you take the same brick on the moon, there also its mass will be 5 kg only. If you take the same brick to Mars, there also its weight, its mass will be same, okay. So mass is a constant, whereas weight depends on acceleration due to gravity, that is g. So value of g varies for different planets, okay. So value of g is found out to be 9.8